Welcome to Yin Yoga Lifestyle. I am your host, Colette Darville. Cultivating our body's resilience and inner silence and its application to all aspects of your life. Let's become enlightened and enjoy the power of intuitiveness and creativity. You are listening to Society Bites Radio, social interaction for the mind and soul. Hello, and thank you for joining us today. I am your host, Colette Darville, and this is Yin Yoga Lifestyle. So now let us take a deep meditative breath. Inhale, so. Exhale, hum. Matthew Hamburger's healing and wellness journey began at the ripe age of 19 when he was discouraged and confused while studying business. He was ready for a wake-up call. He was lost. Without clear direction, just like I was just then. At that time, Matthew was 70 plus pounds overweight, regularly drank soda and struggled with anxiety and debilitating migraines. This led Matthew to search for other options. Matthew found massage therapy as a stepping stone to further his career. Matthew fell in love with neuromuscular therapy. It was a perfect way to apply his analytical mind to help muscular problems. Over the next few years, he worked in all realms of the massage industry, everywhere from spas, chiropractors, therapeutic gyms, and even Massage MD. But he wasn't that satisfied. With the help of an investor, he purchased a floundering massage business in 2010 when he turned 24. Over the next 6 years, sales grew on average 15% year over year, with Matthew as the primary owner and operator. While getting his business degree, Matthew grew frustrated with the massage industry and his role in the business. Searching for other paths led to roadblocks for Matthew. He then focused his knowledge, experience, and intuition towards creating exercises that people actually needed. Combining yoga-inspired corrective exercise with a physical therapy philosophy, he found the sweet spot. Posture Police was born. Working with seniors at large over 55 communities, he gravitated to coaching clients into an improved mindset. This simple, holistic perspective towards pain sparked his desire to create a holistic movement and community. In June 2019, Matthew opened HOLISTICRATS Yoga and Wellness in Coral Springs with his partner, Juliana. HOLISTICRATS currently offer online posture police classes, yoga classes to relieve stress and pain, and private online sessions. Welcome to Yin Yoga Lifestyle, Matthew.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Now, Matthew and I met at a workshop way back in November, and we kind of clicked right away. And I thought, Matthew would be great on Yin Yoga Lifestyle. So to begin with, can you tell us something about your personal journey from being 70 plus pounds overweight to the healthy lifestyle you lead right now?
Yeah, for me, it was a real struggle because my parents would give me whatever I wanted to eat. So that led me to just be drinking soda, eating subs, eating Snackwell cookies. And I was an 80s child, so the Snackwell cookies were kind of like force-fed, and I was told they were healthy, as crazy as that is. So just realizing that each one of my choices helped me lose weight, so cutting the soda or not eating the bread, I started realizing that my choice was the most important thing that began my journey. So I was empowered to start taking control of my choices, and it started with food, then went to eliminating my migraines, and then exercise because I didn't want to feel the aches and pains that life brings.
Right.
So I just started exploring, and from losing some of the weight, I went to massage school, and I think the key with everything is just how much every individual choice can make a difference on your life.
Yeah, and it really does. I mean, every decision you make, everything you put in your mouth, every everything you see or even watch on TV, or they're all conscious decisions, aren't they?
Yeah, like you can choose to do, I can choose if I wanted to do no push-ups this morning or if I wanted to do the 40-50 that I did today and then a little run. It's like I could choose not to do it and then the results will show. And then if I chose to do it, the results are going to show. So that's kind of the lesson that I got from losing the weight, that I was in control of my life.
That's wonderful. And you and your partner, Juliana, you created the HOLISTICRATS Yoga and Wellness Studio in Coral Springs here in Florida. Um, and part of your program is something called the Posture Police, which you created. Can you talk about this?
Yes. So Posture Police came about um, with my frustration on a solution not being out there. And I wanted to offer a connection because so many people I met were like, I need physical therapy, but not yet.
Mm.
And it was like they needed something physical therapy like, but they weren't ready for physical therapy. And when I started trying to solve their problems, I noticed I had every one of their problems. And I
Oh,
knew so it's like, damn, if I actually try to do something with this, I'm going to be a hypocrite. So I had
right.
to really change my own ways. And Posture Police, actually, the name came from, I always had this little knack of putting things on my head. And I was like, oh, so if I put something on my head, like women used to put a book from 50, 60, 70 years ago, I was now putting a bottle on my head, and I was using that to create a mindful connection with my body to keep my posture aligned. And it was a weird little gimmick that I wanted to just walk around, and I guess it was my way of wanting to meet people and speak with people at concerts. And Posture Police, the name, turned into the solution of where I really wanted to bridge yoga and physical therapy. And that became Posture Police. And now we offer it in individual sessions that I've been doing from the very beginning. We have group classes, virtual and online, and people really get that sweet spot of learning to gain that greater awareness of their body, their movement, their choices, and also the scientific approach to activating and stretching the right muscles. It really is. I'm just really glad the effects that it's having on my clients.
Yeah, and it's something that not a lot of people are doing, you know. Uh, in the great scope of things, I think you've found this little niche where, and you found it just in the nick of time, because at this moment in time, with where we are right now, being isolated at home during COVID-19, we really need to be conscious about our posture because it's so easy to slouch and sit in chairs and sort of just hang out. So. Um, I think that if people are listening and want to also reach out to Matthew, we will be giving that information at the end of the program. Um, oh, by the way, where did Posture Police come from?
The name Posture Police?
Yes.
The name Posture Police, my mother studied physical therapy and she was called the Posture Police. My grandmother was also called the Posture Police because she would tell everyone in the family to sit up straight and put their shoulders back. And so the name was kind of always floundering around. And I realized I'm going to take this to the real place it deserves. I'm going to actually write posture citations to people. And it just became a fun way of me wanting to creatively interact with people and market while trying to get them to be more mindful of their body, empowering them to fix and be pain-free. It was just like, it's just fun.
It's a great story.
Yeah.
Um, I wanted to ask you, what makes combining yoga and physical therapy so successful?
The combination, thank you for asking that. That is, I think, my favorite thing to talk about
Hmm.
because most most people don't believe they need physical therapy. And I'm sure, as you know from yoga, a lot of people a lot of people I come across are not open to yoga. So by combining the two, it not only creates a marketing step where people can do something, oh, well, it's kind of like physical therapy light, and it's not really yoga. So it almost takes my clients on a path to choose one or the other, where it's like, oh, do you want to go down more of the therapy route, or do you want to go down the yoga route? And it's kind of both at the exact same time. And most people have this benefit of needing something like rehab, but not rehab. They need just some little bit of corrective exercise, but a lot more awareness.
Mm-hmm.
And yoga brings that awareness, that mindfulness, that connection with yourself that is so important, that I believe is missing from physical therapy.
Wow.
And that the healing really begins from within. Like our studio mantra is, it begins from within, because healing really, really does begin from within. If you, even when you think of the placebo effect, that's literally our brain telling, like, tricking us to heal, and it's all from the inside. And I believe yoga has so much of that healing power, and physical therapy has a lot of that science. So I really see it as the average person's solution to their pain and tension.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Why do so many people have bad posture, and what are some of the effects of bad posture physically and mentally?
Logically speaking, we are designed to have, like, to almost like, as we keep on evolving with computers and phones and driving, it's almost like we were designed to have bad posture. Our eyes are in front of us. We look down to focus, and anything we grab is within our shoulders. So we're rounding our shoulders, where our
Mm-hmm.
head is pulling down, everything is rounding forward. And the more we sit in these patterns, the more we live in these patterns, the more we operate like this, the more our muscles adapt. And it just creates a muscular pattern and a movement pattern of imbalance, coping with trying to move different muscles to be able to stand up straight, which lead to injuries and pain.
Yeah.
And really, the so the effects of bad posture physically is pain, stiffness, stress. Like, I like to call it a pain stress trap. So if you think about it, our shoulders get tight from stress, then that causes us pain. So
Yeah.
we end up getting into a cycle where our body does naturally heal itself, but our patterns are keeping us to go back into this pattern. And then mentally, it's all attitude. We have such an attitude of losing our confidence, and maybe even being down with our energy just by slouching. And I think the big one is actually our breathing. By having restricted breathing, it can even cause us greater stress and greater tension, and it snowballs.
Yeah. Yeah, and it really does. And you see it in almost everybody. Um, and if we could only just be more aware of our posture and and of course our breathing. We love our breathing, don't we? Yeah, and we're under so much anxiety and frustration these days, being self-isolating, that we do forget to breathe, don't we? How does breathing affect our posture?
Breathing is so important for our posture. Um, it's one of the big, as I said before, it's one of the big problems that comes with having poor posture, and breathing itself can relax the tight muscles, can make it easier to sit up straight, and the breathing muscles are so important. Like, I can't even say breathing is important enough. Like, if we just sat up straight and put a little bit of focus towards breathing,
Mm-hmm.
then we would actually be able to feel our bodies pull forward in its more typical pattern, which we need to get up. And breathing can, just the muscles, the accessory muscles from breathing, Creating the stretch in our abdominals is so important if we try to sit up straight, and breathing allows that to take place.